And we are back for our next grouping here. We got Berrilicious versus the Fruity Loopers. Our Fruity Loopers are going to be taking Survivor first. So we're going to be seeing Ash Genova coming on in with some hag play here.
Absolutely love the Iron Maiden shirts going in there. Right, it looks like we do have Corrupt in play at the start of the match. They are setting up some traps to start off the match as well.
Yeah, we're going to enter our first chase. A little bit of different of a build here. We've been seeing a lot of pain res for the other two matches. We're going to see a initial trap trigger. Again, it's very similar to how you want to play against the trappers. You want to get rid of those traps as soon as possible. Keep getting her to go down and set those.
It looks like our first chase here is going to be on Vayne. They are committing to this chase. They are going to try and play this pallet here. It looks like they have lost chase though. I'm not sure if Vayne just lost them or if they decided that, you know, this chase is not for me. I'm going to go and try and find another survivor, put some more traps down. I do hear a generator below main, so
looks like we're doubling up on that gen, catching them. I mean, you still have a lot of time with Corrupt Invention. Seeing our first hit of the game on Ligma, our Sable taking first hit. You really don't want to spend too much time for your Corrupt Invention on one survivor, so likely as to why we're seeing Genova, we're going to be pressuring two gens here that are about to go up.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. The quicker you do get somebody down, the quicker you lose that fourth perk. So it looks like they're trying to get as much benefit out of it as possible before it is up. Were able to injure 2 out of the 4 survivors. However, it looks like the 1 survivor already healed. They have pressure on 2 separate gens, one outside, one below main. So let's just see how that plays out.
Now we do have a survivor trapped down. I believe this is Ligma. Ligma, dirty little girl, is going to see their first down of the game, which is going to stop Corrupt Intervention, which again, you want to spend as much time setting up those traps in key areas. Like what I see here, lifting up your head just to ensure that you're protecting yourself against flashbangs.
Yep. Our survivors definitely do love the flashbangs and the flashlights, so definitely a good play on keeping it safe for sure.
Yeah, that's what's so fun with this being a community cup, is that we do see a lot of our friendos coming to join us for viewers versus viewers, getting some games in, so knowing that, you know, flashbangs are just around the corner.
Right, Vayne taking chase. It looks like they did pop their first gen. So I'm sure that the killer is starting to feel a little bit more pressure, but they still have quite a bit to go, so they're all Gucci here. It looks like they're about to get a first hit on Vayne here, taking Vayne to another pallet.
Yeah, and something that Genova's going to want to do, and you can see him just kind of hovering around the basement. They got one trap set, but having a basement hook here is so clutch. You're going to force a whole bunch of survivors down there. All right, looks like we are going to see a little bit of swap here, and honestly, this is what you want to see. They are going to trigger what they term as like an emote tech, so that they can initially go down, which is an identification for a killer that there's a survivor just around the corner. So a little bit of a check here. We're going to see our potential first hook here on Vayne.
I believe they did also get some benefit out of there from Surge. So when Vayne went down, I did hear a pop on one of the gens there. Surge is going to be a huge play on this map, especially since the gens are so close together. It won't take them long to... It looks like they popped another gen here. They have 3 gens left.
Yeah, and that basement generator is going to be very, very scary. We've got some scene partner here, which again, it's nice to see that little buff there. Can become very useful in chase to get that extra distance, knowing if that killer is going to be mind gaming or not. And looks like we are going to get a little bit of distance here from our Claudette. Sugma has gotten triggering a trap. Nice little early pallet save here. Get a little bit of distance, avoiding that initial hit. It's so key to avoid as many hits. If you know you're going to get hit, just throw the pallet.
Now, one thing we know about Ligma and Sugma is that they love to make a scene in their games. So I am not one bit surprised that one of them has brought in scene partner.
Yeah, and this grouping here, a lot of game together. Again, this is pretty highly competitive with these gamers playing thousands of hours together.
All right, looks like we triggered a trap right outside the window. Very good placement. Looks like they were unfortunate enough to get a pallet to the face. The shack pallet is now gone though, so that might come to their benefit later when they try to run shack again.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like there's any generators nearby shack, so they might not have to go there after all.
Yeah, and that's what's nice is that if you are going to run shack, if you're going to run shack early and throw that pallet, you want to keep it up as much as possible, but 100% if you're going to go down, you throw that pallet, especially in a dead zone. Killers will always be not really wanting to take chase there going forward. We're going to see our second hook state going in on our Meg here, Vane, and hearing some screaming and yelling. Someone's making a ruckus over here.
The screaming Claudette always gets me.
Little trigger here from our nowhere to hide, a little bit more of some trap setup. Again, you want to continue on with that, making sure that you have as many traps down as possible. Nice fast chase up with Ligma here, our Sable, throwing that safety pallet and just trying to buy distance as our teammates are going in for a potential save here as we see another trap trigger. And that's a long distance teleport.
After that one hook, I'm not sure if the Claudette's seen, but they did get some value off Pop Goes the Weasel as well. Pop Goes the Weasel can actually do quite a bit since you could keep using it and there's no tokens for that regression. That was an interesting pick by Astronova here.
Yeah, and at this point you're looking at the hook state bar. Survivors are not able to unhook themselves once placed on the hook, so even if that meter is completely filled, they just have to take the L there. And it looks like we are going to see that last second save here. Really nice by the Tori coming in for the save, and we're going to see a tunnel right back on Vane. This puts a smile on my face. Now, I love these styles of loops where we're going to see a pallet stun here, again, gaining a little bit of distance, but hearing that gen almost done. Nowhere to Hide is going to play some key value here with another generator going up.
All right, we do got some more scene partner here from Sugma there. Trying to bait the killer, I suppose, into more chases. Did trigger a trap in main. Looks like they're going to try to take it. Tried to fake with the vault, but was not able to execute. Astronova did get a hit in on that vault there, and it looks like they are committing chase for Claudette.
Now, the survivors are in a really nice position here with no traps on the floor, meaning that she is turning into it. So we're going to see a first trap placed right around that generator just to protect it, leaving a potential for the other gens to be worked on here, engaging into chase with, it looks like Tori with some Iron Will play there, maybe?
It does kind of seem like it. Kind of curious, actually.
Oh my goodness. So we just saw a very strong body block here from our Meg. Vane accidentally getting into the way, meaning that our killer can definitely go and leave them slugged as they are in a vulnerable position here. And trying to force a play here with a dramaturgy coming up next from our Meg.
Alright, it does look like they are trying to get a pallet stun here. They do not want their teammate going on a hook, especially, I don't think they've been hooked yet. So they want to keep their teammate as fresh as possible. However, we're going to have to see how Astronova here works this pallet as well, because they can take it to their advantage. If the team is not on gens, they're over here trying to get the survivor pallet save. So, I mean, that's pretty good. That could work in their favor as well.
Now, again, this is, we're going to have to see an immediate pick here. We're going to want to see an immediate pick from our survivor, and this is what we're seeing Genova, recognizing that there is distance here, being so close together. So, again, good stuff here from both squads, recognizing that there was a little bit of an unsafe going for a double save here, and that's why we're going to see another instant pick.
All right, we do got a fresh hook on KD63. It looks like they're about to get a hook also on Ligma. One of the best things about, you know, people trying to save their teammates is you are able to possibly get 2 downs like Astronova was able to pull here. It looks like the final gen is also complete. They're gonna try and get one of those doors open. I don't think they're going to try and save their teammate. I know there was a team last game that just took the 3 out, but it looks like they are in chase again, so...
Yeah, a little bit of sportsmanship as well as noticing that if they can get our Claudette hooked here, that is going to be a lot of points for Ash here. So really trying to get that hook here on Genova or taking anybody out with them. And
Ooh, strong pallet at main.
Yeah, that filler pallet doesn't have a high chance of spawning there, but when it does, it's basically like a god pallet. You got to break that. Really nice body block protection here. Seeing all survivors coming on in here. Really fun game to call here.
Excellent play by both the survivors and the killer. That was a really tough match. I am going to be sending you a DM about something, Pear, so...
Okay, I'm just going to go and record the perks here. And again, there we have it. You look at the point totals for everyone. Everything's in sort of the same vicinity here. Good game, well played from Team Fruity Loopers and as well as our Team Berrilicious. All right, we are loading up into our second round of our first set for Hag. We are seeing It's My Remains as our Hag going against Team Berrilicious Survivors. Again, a little clerical information when it comes to our add-ons for the killer. As per the rules stated, we're going to be using up to rare, so green add-ons, yellow and brown. It's a mixed match, so again, just on our fault. If you want to double up on green, that's okay here. So again, going forward, if you want to stack greens, it's going to be allowed. Oh, I love this build.
This is definitely going to be a treat. All right, it looks like My Remains is going to be starting off trying to set up some traps around Shack, and then try to maybe force the survivors around here. It looks like she set up about 4 traps so far around this area.
Yeah, it's something Myra did make mention of how much they do love the Hag. They do play it quite a bit on stream. So this is no surprise, just a little bit of comfort here that we're going to see a lot of traps being placed. Again, the key for Hag, get those traps down, make sure that number, I always say try to make it below the 50% mark. So six traps right off the start of the game, so strong.
Indeed. They do have a little bit of pressure on the gen. They did pop their first gen of the match here. It looks like Dr. Dolphin takes first chase. It looks like Myra is committing. They are working their way over to a pallet here. Ooh, a shot with the trap trigger on Dr. Dolphin here.
Yeah, very fast first generator. Just kind of tells you that it could be up to three people working on that gen. We're going to see a little bit of a whiff there, but really nice maneuvering here by Dr. Dolphin. Just getting far enough away that it's going to auto lock into that pallet.
All right, a nice trap placed by Myra here. Usually survivors take advantage of the T-walls here, especially with M1 killers. They could run them quite a bit there. But with the trap being triggered there, ooh, trap triggered from earlier, right in Shack.
Again, kind of goes to show that early game, if you can set up your traps, it works similar to Aura, just allows you to have map pressure knowing where your survivors are. We're going to see our second gen popped already. And a basement hook, which is very deadly for our survivor here.
Oh, 100%. I don't know about you, but every time I've gone against a basement Hag, it's extremely hard to get out of without someone trading.
Oh yeah, and my DC counter just climbs every time I play against one because I know it's game over here.
All right, it looks like they are setting up some more traps. The gens on one side of the map look like they're already done. Very, very RNG based, these gen placements. It should be a little bit easier for Myra to set up her traps close by the shack there.
Yeah, a rule of thumb that I like to go by is that when I'm playing killers, never get discouraged if multiple gens pop at the start of the game. You at 5 gens is really just 2 to 3 gens ready to pop. We're going to see a boon. I believe that's a boon going up, and a save here.
All right, they are getting Dr. Dolphin out of the shack. They're going to want to do a full reset here with Dr. Dolphin. It looks like Myra does see them and triggers a trap, getting Dr. Dolphin down once again.
Oh, that was so pretty here.
That was beautiful.
Now we are seeing a survivor getting chased here, trying to pull the survivor away. Myra just content now, just getting that damage state in and re-picking up that survivor.
Excellent play by Myra, trying to set up early by Shaq. We see a flashbang attempt here by Ash Genova, downing Ash Genova at the basement as well, and that is 2 survivors in basement. This is going to be a toughie for these survivors.
Again, just really nice placement here. Genova was going in for that body block to ensure that Dr. Dolphin, but Myra just, again, Hag is a really tough killer coming out of those traps, gets a little bit of a boost there, and just sneaking her way in to get the down, and now having 2 people in basement.
Yeah, one person in basement is strong for Hag, let alone 2, so this is going to be a bit of a puzzle here for the survivors to try and go and get their teammates. It looks like we do have Barry and Chase, but it looks like they want to go ahead and hit that gen first, start regressing it. They're going to have to either go and touch that gen to stop regression or try to go help their team.
Yeah, and at this point, they're far enough away that if they do end up running and sprinting all the way down, huge! We just see coup de grace being used here to get that damage state in, that extra lunge. Now, it's going to be so powerful.
I'm not sure if you've noticed the speed yet as well, but save the best for last is also coming to play here with Hag. Very, very powerful on Hag.
Really nice down here. Again, with the fast teleports that are happening, it's really tough for the survivors, and honestly a lot of distance has been gained here by Barry. We're gonna see their first hook of the game, as well as the first Scourge hook of the game. So again, 3 Scourge hooks remaining, 3 tokens left, and some pressure here, but they do have another gen that is ready to go. We're catching our survivors in the midst of a little healing circle. We're seeing another perk come into play with leverage.
Just to clarify, the Scourge Hook is pain res, so they did get 25% off of the 1 gen that I think they were hoping to stop regression on.
Yeah, exactly. Pain resonance, very popular choice here with the Hag. One thing that was really nice, I don't know if that was with a dead hard or off the record, but that just bought Genova just a ton of time. Really nice use here. Seeing that perk come in. Actually, no, that would have been dead hard because off the record, not allowed in our tournaments here.
Very true, very true.
That's a picture perfect. Now we're going to see our first chase here with Suffixia now with Stabiffle and the fast swipes. You are going to want to tell your teammates that Stabiffle is live and you're noticing that fast, so you can start rotating in your obsession to come and take some hits to lower it.
It looks like they're also out of stacks of coup de grace, so they won't be able to use that anymore at the moment. They do have 2 more pain res tokens. They have 4 stacks of save the best for last, so let's see how they use that in these next chases. It's going to be very, very tough with their survivors. They have 3 gens left, and it's going to be hard for them to pressure gens with 1 person on hook and 2 people injured.
Yeah, and at this point, you want to start cranking gens, getting those precious points. Suffixia seeing their first hook of the game, and we are down to our last token of pain resonance, with a heal over to our Barry Aquarius running our Kate.
It looks like they did try to get a full heal here. They were able to heal up the Kate. It looks like it looks like Ash is about to continue chase, maybe be put in the basement as well. Basement is kind of hard for survivors, especially with 4 people, but let alone 3 people. Hopefully Barry is going to get Sophie off hook so that they can try and get Ash out of the basement or try to pressure another gen.
Yeah, and here we are going to see the save coming on in for Berry Aquarius. Now, a little trick that you can do with that shock pallet still being up is that it is going to be a slowdown for the survivors. It's really good in some areas, but protecting that last hook, Myra's like, no problem. I'm just going to get rid of it here.
It looks like Myra's trying to take this time to set up the last of her traps here that she has available to her. That will be very useful for her later as she goes into chase with the last 3 survivors.
Looks like we are engaging in another chase here for Barry. Again, leading them as far away as possible. Trying to use up some tiles. Now, they did end up throwing this tile earlier, so this is going to be a little bit of a dead zone here.
All right, it does look like Myra gets their first hit on Barry in this chase. It looks like they do have a pallet at their disposal, but Myra does not commit. Myra is going towards her trap that's triggered. Trying to put pressure on the basement here.
Wow.
Getting down Sophie. It looks like Ash is going to take the L here. Nice attempt by Sophie, but it looks like this may have to be a hatch game. The trap was triggered by Barry here. They are injured. It looks like
we get to see a Lythe play. Really good use of Lythe, just running away from the killer. And we do see sometimes running into the killer's arm. So great job with Lythe. But we are going to see our last down here. Really strong plays here. And just goes to show the strength of our chase hag. Because this build, the leverage to Biffle, coup de grace, and pain res, chase hag can be strong.
Excellent build and excellent play by the killer here. And also the survivors as well. They all did a great job. Unfortunately, once Hag starts putting people down to the basement, it's really hard to recover without trading or adding another survivor down there.
Yeah, and something that I did notice out of Myra's Hag there at the end was the use of a top placement of a trap at Killer Shack to give the identification. And waiting for that bottom teleport, knowing that they're likely going to be scared from that, or at least have to pressure before going in for the save. So again, really good game, or really strong game from our survivors coming out with a very strong start, as well as to our killer here.
Did you have fun? Yes. I believe that was the last of our Hag games, right?
Yeah, the last of the Hag, and again, what a treat to see Hag in a competitive nature. Really well done, everybody. Great stuff. We're seeing a lot of interesting play styles. Again, just Hag, not someone you usually see in your pub lobbies. So really nice to see in these type of lobbies.
Oh, 100%. We were treated enough today to see 4 games of Hag today, so that was really, really fun to watch and really fun to cast these Hag games. It looks like our next killer is going to be Cenobite. So we're going to get the other teams set up. We're going to get back Megapolis and down to Flashbang all ready for their Cenobite games here shortly.
All right, I'm so excited for that Cenobite, one of my favorite killers. Again, I'm just about halfway done there, comfy on these perks, just making sure that everything looks good at the forefront. But surprising, not many survivors bring in some brown add-ons as like a freebie too. So are we going to see a change of pace in some of these perks? We're going to find out coming after this break.